Hello there, wrestling fans. It's your host here once again. It is TeamRyRy, and I'm back in action for a brand new episode of TeamRyRy's Wrestling Podcast, episode number 18. My viewers, I have a guest here. Plug your channel, all that social media. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Connor, aka Mercy K-Babe. You can check me out on various social media, including my YouTube channel, youtube.com/okfaber, Twitter at okfabe, and facebook.com/theokfabe. I know there's a trend there.
So how you been doing lately, these couple months?
I've been busy as all hell, to be honest with you. I've been doing a lot more, trying to be more active on my channel as well as other channels, hence why I'm here on your gracious podcast.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No, yeah, no problem. It's been busy because I've been, obviously holidays are coming up and all that fun stuff, and it's just been crazy because I've been on a lot of things. I do, the Team Heel podcast every week. I'm on Heel Steven's show very frequently, and then I'm doing, I do post Raw rundown now, so I go live on my channel after every Monday Night Raw. So it's just, it's just been crazy. I've been pumping out new series like How Would You Book It, my fantasy booking series, Top 5, and I'm going to be doing some 2K16 gameplay pretty soon. So it's just been crazy.
That's just too sweet. Okay, the first thing we are going to discuss right away, I'm watching TLC, the pay-per-view. Speaking of TLC, I want to ask you, what's your favorite moment of TLC? Of the matches and the pay-per-view name itself. So go ahead, my friend.
So, there's not much, there's a couple of moments. I don't know about matches. Well, I guess they kind of fall into the same thing, but I will admit, back in 2010, which I think was the inaugural TLC pay-per-view.
Actually, it was 2009.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2009. It was Wade Barrett versus John Cena, and it was a scene where they had a bunch of chairs hanging up from the entrance way.
Okay, you're right. It was 2010.
Yeah,
it was 2010 that one. I'm sorry.
And Cena pulled the chair down, and just 30 of them fell right onto Wade Barrett. I gotta admit, that was kind of a cool moment. Another one was the main event of TLC, bear with me, 2011.
Okay, go on.
Which was CM Punk versus Alberto Del Rio versus The Miz, and it was a scene where basically Ricardo Rodriguez took like a bump off of the top of like a 20-foot ladder through tables, and he hit the angle right between the barricade outside the ring and the crowd.
Okay.
It looked nasty, but kudos for him for willing to take that bump. I mean, those are kind of the big ones that stand out in my time.
Okay. Let's move forward. Speaking before we move forward, do you prefer these TLC matches or the pay-per-view name the TLC match? Before we go on to the next subject.
I mean, to be completely flat out honest, the only real reason I'm against gimmicky pay-per-views like this, I'm not against the TLC concept. It's just that I'm a fan of unpredictability. If you can see something coming a mile away, it kind of spoils the fun. And what I mean by that is, like Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, TLC. You know what's going to happen. You know that at some point there will be a TLC match in December. You know there will be a Hell in a Cell match in October. You know there will be an Extreme Rules match in April or May or whatever the fuck it is. So that's the only thing I don't like about it, is that it sort of takes away from the predictability of it, and it's a gimmicky idea to name a pay-per-view that, in my opinion, is just like, that's my biggest gripe with it, is that to me it seems a little too gimmicky. As far as the matches itself, no, I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's just the gimmick of naming a pay-per-view around that. That's my biggest gripe with
it. Excuse me. There are rumors go around that the Dudley Boys will be part of another TLC match. Hopefully, it will take place at WrestleMania 32. Did you hear about that rumor?
I mean, now's the time where you hear 30 different rumors about 30 different match types. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And the Dudleys are back. The Dudleys are back in the company. As far as I understand it, it's a full-time contract. You might as well use them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think they're going to win it. I don't think they're gonna win the tag team gold. I mean, that'd be great if they could win it down the road and they could be the 10th-time champion. Do you think they should give them belts, one more run, or what?
Um, it depends. I think that right now, after seeing what they did with the New Day, I think they're there to put over tag teams.
Okay.
I think that's what they're. I'm not saying that they couldn't get the win. I just think that that's what their purpose is. If you notice that WWE brings back some wrestlers, but the main reason is, and it's a smart one at that, is to put over young talent.
Yes.
Dudley's their example. I mean, I shouldn't say Sting because Sting put over Triple H, and that Triple H guy, he's going places. But like Seth Rollins, and you had and that's kind of the reason R-Truth was bring back. Now I know R-Truth is no Sting or Dudley's, but R-Truth is mainly been brought back to help put talent over. Same with Mark Henry now. Mark Henry's goal is to put over young talent. So they're bringing in a lot of these veterans for that reason. So I mean, do I think it would be cool to see the Dudleys win the titles? Absolutely. But I don't think right now because of what their pivotal role is in WWE.
Okay, let's see here. Were you kind of bummed out that Roman Reigns got cashed in again?
Kinda.
Okay.
I said this on my post-Raw rundown as well as my Survivor Series review on my channel. And my thing with it was you had this really big chance to really shake things up and to try out some new things with WWE. You had the ability to turn someone heel, try out something different, something new, something fresh. And instead you fall back on something that you can rely on, and the biggest thing that was the biggest gripe to me was the fact that you had like the confetti and all that, and Sheamus cashing in, and I don't understand why WWE's mentality is, oh, he's gonna be a Money in the Bank winner, so therefore we can shit on him the entire year. Sheamus did nothing this year after he won the Money in the Bank.
You're
nothing.
right, yeah.
And honestly, it makes me scratch my head of like, how is he a credible champion? He had an opportunity to cash in and win, and that's it. Like, that's literally all he had was just a contract. It has nothing to do with his skill or anything like that. His skill was proven in a match that he had back in fucking June. So now you have someone who's been a cowardly losing champion for almost you have a champion who's been cowardly losing and jobbing out for more or less 6 months, and we're expected to get behind him as a WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That's my biggest gripe with it. If they built Sheamus up a little bit more over the year, I wouldn't be so upset. But they didn't really do anything with him, and so now it's like, pfft.
Yeah, it's pathetic. But we all know he's gonna lose it. I guess he's gonna have like a short title run, and he's gonna lose it probably like Fast Lanes or Rumble. He's not gonna walk in the Mania as a champion. No way in hell.
No, I mean, all right, folks. If you realistically think that Sheamus is going to be holding onto the title, even saying Fastlane is kind of generous, to be completely honest with you. I think Sheamus will lose it either at TLC or at the very latest the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Because you basically see what they did with him. They basically said, okay, hey, Seth Rollins spot, copy and paste Sheamus. That's all they did.
Yep.
That's all they did. They literally took Sheamus and replaced Seth with Sheamus.
Yeah. And then speaking of that, it's the same thing what they did to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan won a belt, at SummerSlam that year. Confetti, Randy Orton cashing. So it's the same thing,
Yep. There's actually a bunch of memes that I saw coming out, like comparing the two, and like, where have I seen that before? And
yeah.
There you go.
And then this time, Triple H was not the referee. He just came out, and that's just a little different. But overall, it's the same thing. But I guess WWE just panicked. Instead of doing a heel turn, it was a cash in. I prefer like a heel turn, and everyone on social media would discuss that instead of a cash in,
Legitimately and honestly, I would have much rather have.
Okay.
I would have much rather have seen a Dean Ambrose heel turn. And I know a lot of people don't want that, but to be completely honest, folks, it would have been much more entertaining. It would have been much more interesting than seeing what we saw.
Yep. But maybe it will happen when none of you wrestling fans are not expecting it,
And that's what it goes down to. is unpredictability.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now with the age of internet and social media and all that stuff, and insider information, wrestling has become very predictable. For the
It's
most part, I could have predicted that pay-per-view.
it's sad, and I have a feeling that's going to happen. Um, I think I mentioned it when this tournament happened. Say, hopefully we don't see a Sheamus cash in, and guess what happened? It happened because Seth Rollins got injured. If he never got injured, do you think Sheamus will still cash in or no?
If Seth didn't get injured, would Sheamus cash in? I doubt it.
Okay.
I think that it's a tough call because I've heard everything from Sheamus was supposed to cash in after Mania to Sheamus was supposed to lose when he cashed in
Okay.
to everything in between.
Okay.
Who's to say what would have happened? I think that they didn't have any plan for Sheamus to cash in. From what I understand, they actually said that about an hour before it actually happened was when they made the decision for Sheamus to cash in and win. Okay. So I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say exactly, what that would have been. But I mean, I think honestly they didn't have any fucking plans for Sheamus, and they just kind of like, yeah, let's do that, and just like went off of that. I think that WWE does not plan things out as far in advance as people think they do.
Probably already. Cesaro is going to be out of action for 4 to 6 months after surgery. Yeah, another guy is on the injured list. That really sucks.
Just throw him on the pile. Just throw him on the goddamn pile.
Yep. I think that's the worst ever in WWE in a long time, right?
I mean, Cena's not injured, but he's out of action for a while. You have Randy Orton, who's now out from taking out the trash. Seth's out. I mean, shit. You really are struggling for some top tier guys, and that's what I go back to as far as like Survivor Series. You had a huge opportunity to make a lot of things interesting and happen for your main event spot, and I feel like they blew it.
Yeah, that's why they don't use these. That's why they should bring the guys from NXT over, and they could take over for whatever, But that's McMahon's fault over the years and whatever,
Yeah, it's just a bummer because unfortunately one of the things that WWE does not do a very good job in, they're doing it now, but they haven't in the past, is looking into the future. Okay, where are we going from here? They relied a lot on Stone Cold and The Rock in the Attitude Era, and then like they were gone at almost at the exact same time, and it was just like, now what? And that's when you had the Ruthless Aggression Era between like 2003 and 2005, when you just had like kind of like a hodgepodge of people. It wasn't until John Cena came around that they finally put his stakes in him and let him just take off. But again, now that Cena's not even in the main event slot anymore, they're struggling to kind of find the identity of who's going to be the next guy. I think it's pretty clear it's going to be Roman.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're just afraid to pull the trigger or what, but WWE has always had this problem of looking into the future. They're doing a much, much, much better now with it. NXT and the development center and all that stuff. But as far as like, okay, this is who we have as our main guy. We need to realize that he's only got a shelf life of about 5 to 7 years. We need to look into the future and say, okay, let's start looking at the talent core and start to develop this person to be that next big star. Okay. And I think that they don't do that as well as they should. They're doing it better now, but they still have room for improvement.
So probably the next time we're going to see the Undertaker is around WrestleMania time, correct?
I mean, assuming so. I mean, shit, we were graced with 4 Taker matches this year. 4. We had WrestleMania against Bray Wyatt. Yeah. We had SummerSlam against Brock. We had Hell in a Cell against Brock. And then we had Survivor Series with the Wyatt family. I was actually very shocked at how often we saw Taker this year. And he didn't look too bad. No. His age is showing, but I mean, that's just fucking life. But as far as like how he looked and how he acted in the ring, God bless him. And much respect and love for Taker at this point in his career where he doesn't have to go out and do that stuff, but he does anyway. Yeah,
he looks good. Probably the reason is I think he's on his way to retire. I mean, I could be totally wrong. No, there's a report.
He's not a full-timer anymore. That's just cut and dry. That's obvious at this point. But it doesn't mean he can't be used. I think him taking those time off and only showing up once a year in between was a very smart move, and I think it was a smart move from both WWE's standpoint and Taker's as well. His health was in question a couple of years, numerous times. He collapsed after two matches in a row, or two Mania matches in a row, back to back. So I mean, he had to take it easy, and good thing he did, because now he's in a good shape where he can do this. Like I said, I did not expect 4 Taker matches this year. I really didn't, but hey.
It happens. Speaking of Taker, I know this is not gonna happen. I love to see him give one more run at the belt, then hang it up. But I don't think W's want to give him that. I know he's a part-time wrestler, but Brock was a part-time wrestler to give him the belt, and The Rock was a part-time wrestler to give him the belt.
Well, okay. I'm not going to disagree with you and say seeing Taker with the strap one more time wouldn't be cool. And same thing with the Dudleys. I would love to see them with the championships. But realistically, it's probably not going to happen. Now, I'll state this too, though. If you told me when Brock came back in 2012, I think it was, when he immediately feuded with Cena at Extreme Rules, if you were to tell me, like, in a year he was going to be the champion, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Why would they put the belt on him if he's only part-time? And sure enough, they did.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with Taker, though, is I think Taker is a smart enough business person where he realizes that, he's better off building it. And so I think, honestly, I'd love to see Taker in a role that Sting was against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions, where he's the veteran going after the championship and putting the next young champion over.
Yeah.
I'd much rather prefer that, because it would be an interesting story, especially with the Authority and all that fun stuff in between. But I don't see them putting the belt on Taker, mainly because I think Taker has a smarter agenda in mind as far as the long term for the business.
Do you think probably the last couple months or years that Raw is getting so boring because it's 3 hours, they need to go back to 2 hours, and I don't think it's ever going to happen again.
It was USA's decision. It was USA's call to.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, it was never done. See, okay, what a lot of people may or may not know is that for years USA Network wanted WWE to go 3 hours, and they said no. And so finally, USA said, "Hey, we'll pay you a bunch of extra money if you go 3 hours," because Raw is their highest rated show on the entire network. Out of everything, part of the reason why SmackDown's going to USA in January is that WWE programming is the highest rated television show for USA Network.
Oh.
So if that's the case, why wouldn't you throw money at them to say, hey, we want more of your top rated, hey, let's invest some more money into the thing that's drawing us the most ratings. It's fucking common business sense. However, I completely agree with you. I think that 3 hours is stretching out a lot of stuff that doesn't need to happen. And here's the other problem with Raw overall is, and I said this on the post-Raw rundown again that I did over my channel last night, there's nothing that's must-see TV about Raw. Let me ask you this, Ry. When you watch Survivor Series, right?
Yeah.
You watched the end of Survivor Series. Were you thinking in the back of your head, man, I can't wait for Raw?
Yeah.
Did you really think that?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know why. Sometimes I do, yes.
So you were excited for Raw?
Sometimes because, I don't know, because I want to see what's going to happen,
I mean, we all want to see what's going to happen, but there was nothing that was like, there's no way I'm missing Raw. If you missed Raw, chances are most of the stuff would have happened that you probably thought would have happened, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
And that's the problem, is that there's nothing on Raw right now. There's no character, there's no current controversy or storyline that is intriguing me to be like, hey, listen, I have a work meeting to go to. Fuck that, I want to watch Raw.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. And it's sad because they used to have that, and I know I hate comparing to the Attitude Era, but the Attitude Era at least had some characters or some storylines that would invest you so much. You're like, I cannot miss this. And I'll say this, that I think the closest thing to that is Brock. If you have like a Brock or Taker thing where they say like, oh, Brock and Taker are going to show up on Raw, well then I have to see it. There's nothing there on a regular, consistent basis that says to you, oh man, I have to see Raw or I'm going to shit my pants, or some exaggeration like that. And I think that's a bigger reason, but I think the 3 hours doesn't help either.
Oh no, especially when they kick off Raw promo. Oh, actually, yeah.
It's always with a fucking promo.
Yeah, it is.
Started off with a fucking okay. If start Raw off with oh hey, an impromptu intercontinental title match. Holy shit,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
But it's always talking with authorities or someone like Mike Cole comes out. Come on, who cares? We want a match right away, you know?
Yeah, no one cares.
No, it just they waste more time of TV time. Does USA care? No, they don't care. It's all about ratings, and the ratings hasn't been good anyway for Raw anyway.
I mean, it just like I said, there's nothing like there's no wow factor there. They're like, I have to see this,
Nope.
and it's just sad.
It is very sad. So I don't know what to say. Speaking of SmackDown, you just said a few minutes ago, it's going to USA in the beginning of the new year.
Yep.
And that's the same time. I mean, that's the same time. Did SmackDown move before recently? Yeah, from Thursdays to Fridays or Fridays to Thursdays.
So SmackDown's made a lot of moves.
Yeah.
SmackDown was originally on UPN.
Yep.
And then when UPN turned into CW, it didn't last long for them on there.
So why is that?
Because so CW is WB Warner Brothers Television. When they bought and UPN, so they merged together, and basically WB said we don't want anything to do with SmackDown. So with WWE having a relationship with USA, who's owned by Universal, they said, hey, we'll put your SmackDown on Sci-Fi, because Sci-Fi is owned by Universal. So USA and Sci-Fi are under the same television umbrella. So when they realized that SmackDown's ratings, aren't doing that well on Friday nights, the main reason they moved to Friday nights because they wanted a younger demographic of kids who could stay up late after school. That way they didn't have to go to bed early so that school, because they have school on Fridays. So they moved it back to Thursdays to see how the ratings were, and they're kind of iffy. And so at this point, it's like, why the fuck is SmackDown on Sci-Fi? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
They figured, why not do the 1-2 punch and move SmackDown over to USA.
So is USA and Sci-Fi, is that the same company or no?
Yep, it's under the same company. Universal owns Sci-Fi Network and USA Network.
Okay. So does that mean SmackDown ratings will be better now when they're on USA?
I think that's the theory. I think that Sci-Fi is kind of like its niche, which obviously by the name of the the channel. So I think that I'm guessing their thought is, hey, Raw's doing phenomenal over here. If we move SmackDown over to USA, it can only get better. My question is whether or not it's live.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I heard from, I saw one of Jerry King Lawler's tweet, possibility that SmackDown was going to be live in the future, he said. Possibility.
I think if you made SmackDown live, it would be much more interesting. But
unfortunately, no more spoilers or nothing.
Right, but however, the big thing is that SmackDown has, and I hate to say it, has a shitty track record right now for the last year. I mean, it's been Raw Part 2. That's all it really has been. Nothing of any real substance or significance has happened, which sucks because I was much more of a fan of SmackDown than I was of Raw back during the brand split. So unfortunately, there hasn't been anything of initial substance.
Nope.
So it sucks.
Well, they don't have the star power on SmackDown anymore.
It's not the star power. It's the lack of fucking build to it.
Yeah, that too. I like when they have Edge and all the big guys, but most of the guys are retired.
That too. I mean, you can still make SmackDown interesting, but it's like my point is, if anything happens on SmackDown, I haven't watched SmackDown in God knows how long, months. And I haven't missed anything from it. I think the only thing I missed was Tyler Breeze's debut.
Yeah.
That was literally it.
And speaking of that, that's stupid. They should put that on Raw. Why SmackDown? You can
to help boost SmackDown.
Huh? Yeah, I know, but still, it's taped, so people just read about it,
Right.
So I think that's a big mistake on WWE's part, but whatever. What do you think about him so far?
I love Tyler Breeze. I love everything about the gimmick. I love everything about him. I think it's phenomenal. The selfie stick and just the whole thing is just it's a ridiculous heel gimmick, but I love ridiculous heel gimmicks.
I hopefully one day he'd be a champion one day, but that'd be down the road probably.
Yeah, I'd wait and see on that one.
Yeah, another guy I want to see, I cannot wait to see on the main roster, Samoa Joe. Do you think he's gonna make his debut on Raw soon? Or
No,
you don't think so?
no, and the only reason I say that is because I think Joe's job right now is to put over talent in NXT.
Okay.
You have to sometimes you have to take a look at a talent and say like, okay, I realize that at some point that they're not going to make it to the top. I'm not saying that Joe's the case right then and there. I mean, shit, he's fighting for the NXT title December 16th at NXT Takeover London. Do I think he's going to win? I honestly don't know, but I don't think there are any immediate plans to bring Joe up to the main roster. I think he's going to be there to help put talent over,
Okay.
at least for right now. Not saying it could happen in the future, but never say never.
Maybe he might make a shocking appearance at the Rumble. That'd be sweet.
I'm I I'm very curious to see how the Rumble's going to play out and see if there's any NXT guys that might show up, like maybe Finn Balor or whoever.
Yeah. Speaking of Rumble, you know this already. Everyone who is listening, I am going to the 2016 Royal Rumble in Orlando,
Nice.
Florida. Me and my dad going. We're going to Universal Studios, so I'll make videos on the Universal Studios, my second channel, and my main channel will be strictly Rumble stuff.
Nice.
So hopefully the weather will be decent, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I mean, Orlando in January, you should be fine.
Yeah, and then that'd be kind of cool. Whoever wins the Rumble, I will see fireworks and pyro and all good stuff. So you know they have the bit. I'll be the first person. Whoever's at the event will see the WrestleMania 32 logo. That'd be kind of neat, you know.
Yeah, they're very true.
And then after that Rumble, we'll be on Raw, SmackDown, all the way through WrestleMania, right?
Yep. Right.
See,
Which
yeah,
I'll be going to WrestleMania.
yeah. And you say you might possibly might go to TLC, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But when you know, just whenever you feel like,
There's a lot of things I got going on right now.
Okay.
That I'm very busy, to be honest with you, and it's just whether or not you know what? I'll be completely honest. I'm busy, but at the same time too, it really depends on the card. I don't want to go to an event where, especially where TLC is kind of, I don't want to say TLC is a throwaway pay-per-view, but I feel like sometimes it's just kind of thrown on together.
it
and
is.
like
It even seem like it, you know, because no one wants to give a shit. No offense, wrestling fans or W fans. It's TLC. It's the end of the year. Everyone wants to save money for Christmas is coming around the corner, and all good stuff. Number one, I don't think they should have a pay-per-view in December because it's the holidays, you know, especially Christmas, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's not that nothing can't happen in TLC, but I just feel like there's no interest there because
Nope.
everyone's got their eyes on the Rumble.
Yep.
It sucks because it's one of those like weird dip periods because it's sandwiched right in between two of the big four pay-per-views between
Yeah.
Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So if you honestly asked anybody like who give I'm excited for TLC.
For what?
Well, then there might be one or two matches on there that might be like outstanding if they book it right. But most people have got their eyes on the Rumble because they know that that's the kickoff to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And anything could happen, and all good stuff. Have you ever want to go to the Rumble in the future?
Have I ever what?
Ever want to go to the Rumble?
Have I ever wanted to go to the Rumble?
Yes.
I've been to two.
Oh, have you? What one again?
I've been to the 2011 and the 2003.
What one you like better?
Tough call. 2003 had a lot of famous wrestlers in it, and that was won by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
The 2011 was the 40-man Rumble that was run by Del Rio.
How you like that one? Do you like that one better? I mean, the 41 for the first time, or you prefer the classic one, the 30th?
That's a tough one. That's really, they both have different things about them that I liked. I liked the fact that it was 40 men, so it was unique and different, and Santino was the second to last person eliminated, or the last person eliminated. But I kind of like the one at 2003 better because there were things in that Rumble that helped set up things for Mania outside of just Brock winning the championship.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it for some reason. It just good.
Like they continue the Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho feud, which I thought was really clever. So like stuff like that.
Now for this one will come up. Do you think they're gonna start starting matches or feuding for WrestleMania 32 on that pay-per-view, or you don't think so yet?
Do I think they're going to start at TLC, or do I think they're going to start
at the Rumble?
Well, I mean, if they were smart, they would plant some seeds at Survivor Series.
Yeah, they should.
But here's one of the things I wish they used to do, because they used to do this, and it was amazing. back in the day when the Rumble was starting to get hot and it had some like real significance to it, you would see a couple of feuds split out of the Rumble match itself that would eventually barrel roll their way into WrestleMania. So the Royal Rumble match itself was really host of sometimes, besides the winner, 2 or 3 feuds that would stem off of that. And so that's what I think. Like, for example, the big one I use is the 2004. The 2004 Royal Rumble was the one that was won by Chris Benoit. So, of course, that automatically set up him for a title shot at WrestleMania.
Yes.
However, in the course of that, 2 things happened in that Royal Rumble match. The first was Kane was chokeslamming everyone, and then the gong went off. And it distracted Kane about, Taker coming back,
yes.
and he got eliminated. So that helps set up and continue the feud between Kane and Taker that would eventually build at WrestleMania. The other thing they did was Goldberg was in the Royal Rumble, and he was going through everybody, and then Brock Lesnar ran in and F5'd him, and Goldberg got distracted and got eliminated by Kurt Angle. So that set up the Brock-Goldberg feud that would eventually lead at WrestleMania 20. So I'm a big fan of that. Yeah. When you have an opportunity to really take something and spurn so many things off of just that one moment or one match, I wish they did that more often, and that's the big thing that I hope they do in the Rumble, because that would be a really...
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna see some legends come back for one night only, probably. Or
you'll probably see a few. You'll probably see a few. You'll probably see a few. Pop in just for the nostalgic sake of it. Actually, it's a good question if they throw in this year. To be completely honest with you, but you wouldn't be surprised if you saw maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, just to let you know, my viewers, I might go to the NXT thing at
I'm just kidding. I'm doing the whole thing at WrestleMania week. So I'm doing NXT, Hall of Fame, Mania, and Raw. Okay. So I'm doing all 4.
Wow, that's tickets cost money, so we have to cut down a little bit,
There's a whole story behind me getting the WrestleMania tickets, and it was a funny ass story at that. So.
So because Universal, I think we're gonna be there for 2 days. I don't know how many days we're gonna be in Orlando overall. Hopefully there's no big snowstorm out here. That will really suck. I don't want to have a delay.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
That will really suck. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll definitely show a room tour of the resort. That'd be awesome. I might be live on Google Plus. I don't know. Hopefully someone will join me. I don't know. We'll see on that day. I don't know. We'll see. I'll definitely pick some merchandise up. Are you pick some merchandise at Mania that weekend?
I'm sure I will. So my plan for Mania, I haven't set in stone, but chances are is that I'm gonna have a video camera with me. We're gonna do like a day in the life vlog of, because it's not just myself. It's Heel Steven, who I do the Team Heel podcast with very frequently, and then Matt from In the Rope Show. The 3 of us are going together.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So the idea is that, for me anyway, I'll be doing a day in the life of vlog for every day. So, like, you'll see 1 day for the day we land, 1 day for NXT, 1 day for Hall of Fame, 1 day for Mania, and then 1 day for Raw. We do plan on doing a couple of live streams from the hotel room after the events. We haven't kind of worked out the detail yet. I know that we're doing at least 1 per channel. I think Matt's doing WrestleMania. I think Steven's doing NXT. I think I'm doing Raw. So we're going to do a lot of cross-promotion stuff with ourselves. And I think we're also doing like a mock table for 3 like they do on the network. So, I mean, there's a lot of plans, and we just haven't finalized anything yet because they haven't announced the lineup for like access and other things. So we're still ironing out details as far as travel and timing and everything. But I think the plan is that we're going to have a lot of content coming out of WrestleMania week.
Oh, that's sweet. You can't wait, huh?
It's the first time I've ever been to a Mania, and it's the first time I've ever been to a Mania. I'll be hanging out with 2 friends of mine from the YWC. It'll be, a week, more or less a week-long experience. So, I mean, I can't complain. It's going to be a blast in every way, shape, or form.
What's your thoughts on Goldust returning this past Sunday?
I was very surprised and in a very happy way. I heard rumblings that he was looking to come back soon.
Okay.
I didn't know how soon. Part of me, because I'm a fan of Dusty Rhodes, kind of hopes to see Stardust versus Goldust at some point in time, because they had the beautiful opportunity last year to pull the trigger, and they never did.
Nope.
So we'll see how that goes.
I hope like this time they make it better for you, you know?
Well, it's yeah. I pretty much hope they make it better too. It's just that you have to keep it fresh for like 5 months. That's the tricky part.
Yeah. And maybe, just maybe, is Goldust a part-time wrestler? Is he a legend now? Or what? What's the deal with him?
What was that?
Is Goldust a legend?
I consider him a legend. You have to understand that Dustin Runnels, aka Dustin Rhodes, aka Goldust, has been, wrestling since the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of his first times on TV was when Dusty Rhodes was feuding with Ted DiBiase,
Oh.
and he wanted to, he's sitting in the front row. Yeah, you you have to understand that he's been wrestling for well over well over I think 20 years. So I mean he's been wrestling a lot longer than people think he
Are you
has.
talking about the dad or the son?
What? No, Dustin.
Okay.
Goldust.
Okay.
So he's a definite in-ring veteran and a very smart and gifted performer. I would consider him a legend.
Okay. Is he a future Hall of Famer?
I think so.
Okay. I think Cody will be a Hall of Famer too eventually.
I think eventually. I think Cody has a long way to go, but I think that as far as I've never been disappointed in Cody. I've never had a bad thing to say about Cody Rhodes. Not a bad match, not a bad gimmick, nothing.
Speaking of Cody Rhodes, do you think he's gonna go back to that old gimmick, or do you stay with?
Honestly, I love Stardust, so I wouldn't move him.
I mean, were you surprised if he does go back?
No, actually, honestly, yeah. Unless they do some sort of significant thing on TV where he like snaps out of it, quote unquote, then I don't see what the difference would be. You know what I mean? I don't see them doing that.
No, but you never know. Anything's possible.
Very true. Anything is possible in wrestling.
I hear rumors that Rey Mysterio might come back.
Well, the offers, the opportunity and the offer was on the table. Apparently, according to him, they never left on bad terms. So I mean,
Okay, why did he leave anyway?
I can only say what I've heard because I can't speak for him. I don't know exactly. My understanding, excuse me, my understanding was that it had to do with pay and also his contract. Apparently, WWE had something, some deal where they could extend his contract without his knowledge, and because he missed so many dates, they wanted to get those back, and that's what I heard the whole frustration was.
Okay. Yeah, that's the same time when Punk never came back, right? Yeah.
Punk's different. Punk's contract expired.
Okay.
And he had the option of whether or not he wanted to come back. But with Mysterio, I think so. Basically, it was like something like, okay, he had a year in his contract. Well, he was out with injury for quite a while,
yes,
and I guess WWE has the right to say, okay, if you've missed X amount of dates, so maybe we should extend his contract to make up for those dates that he lost, and that's kind of how it.
Hey, were you a fan of John Morrison back in the day?
Yes.
Oh, it's kind of sad they never pushed him to the main event status, probably because he had terrible mic skills, and that's why they preferred him. I mean, the Miz over him, that feud.
Well, Miz had better charisma. I think Morrison didn't have good mic skills, and I think that's one of the big things that held him back. I've heard other backstage politics BS that also held him back too, but
yeah.
I think that was the big thing because I loved Morrison as a mid-carder. I think,
yeah.
It was great, but
I don't think he's ever gonna come back. I mean, did he leave on bad terms?
No.
Okay, so he could come back if he wanted to, can he?
As far as I know.
I'd be surprised if he come at the Rumble, but I doubt it. I think he's doing other wrestling, right? He's in like the Mexican wrestling.
He's doing Lucha Underground, which they just renewed for a second season, so he might pop up there. He's doing a couple other side things, so.
Okay. Yeah, he was great, and then he was on a long losing streak, and then WWE never re-signed him, so he left the company.
Pretty much. I think he wanted an increase in other things, and they just, he just let it expire, so.
Wow, there's a lot of wrestlers on WWE roster right now. Have a lot of talent,
yep.
WWE just don't want to use them, they just keep burying his ass,
Pretty much.
Would you like to see Triple H versus Roman at Mania, or no?
I don't know about Mania. I wouldn't mind seeing that though.
Okay, because the rumor was we were supposed to see Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Now Seth Rollins is out of action. I mean, it could still happen because when he come back, and of course he's going to turn face because Sheamus is the heel now. You know.
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
I don't think by the time Seth will come back, I don't think Sheamus will be champion still.
What was that?
By the time Seth will come back, I don't think Sheamus will still be champion. By the time
No, God no. And I think Seth will come back as the babyface too.
That's what I'm saying. It seemed like every time when someone gets hurt, if he's heel face, they will turn face or heel. You know, when they come back from injury.
Yep.
It seemed like that. You know. I don't know why. What's your thoughts before I let you go? About the Wyatt family. Do you think they're more powerful now or anything ever? I mean, better than ever?
It's a weird thing with them because I love Bray Wyatt, even though his stuff's kind of getting a little repetitive. It's a tough call. I think Strowman being part of the group is a good thing because they have someone they can look to in the future. Because that guy's a fucking beast.
Yes.
I love Luke Harper. I love everything about Luke Harper. The only concern I have is Eric Rowan. Like, Eric Rowan, I felt like it dealt a bad hand, and I felt like he didn't do good as a singles wrestler, and so, you know, so it's still kind of, the jury's a little out for me. I love the fact that Strowman's with them. I think that having 4 of them together instead of the 3 obviously is a bigger group. I wouldn't make them any bigger than that. But I feel like even with them together, they haven't done anything significant yet together as the group of 4 to go, wow, that's amazing. And that's really the big thing to me.
Okay, thank you very much once again. I really appreciate it. Come on board.
No problem.
You want to plug it once and more? Go ahead, plug it with social media.
Very well. Folks, I'm Connor, a.k.a. OKFabe. You can follow me at various social media, including youtube.com/OKFabe, where I do various wrestling-related topics, news, rumors, gossip, headlines, including a Fantasy How Would You Book It series, a top 5, as well as post-Raw Rundown, where I go live every Monday night immediately following Raw. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at OKFabe and Facebook.com, add me as a friend, /the OKFabe.
Hey, you better add him. You better sub to him or what, or follow him on Twitter. If not, he's gonna go ape shit, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'll lose my shit, or you'll get attacked by Turbo de la Noche, my new luchador friend who's on my channel.
Or he's gonna come out fight you and stun your ass, huh?
He might suplex you or something. I don't know what luchadors do when they get mad. So I mean,
I'm talking about you.
Oh, me? Oh, no, I just let him do. I wouldn't do anything.
Oh,
it would all be him. So,
you're just gonna sit back, huh?
Pretty much, and just let him just fuck up everything you got going on there. So.
Okay, everyone, this is your host here, TeamRyRy, and thank you very much, my viewers, for listening to this brand new episode of my podcast. Have a good one, and we'll see you next episode. Bye-bye, my viewers. Good night.
Beware the luchador.